Yo, what's up everyone? It's me again, back with one final Boneshatter video before League start tomorrow. So I've been doing some PoE stuff, and I think I came up with a variant of Boneshatter Berserker that is better than the previous ones that I posted. And so I'm coming in clutch with this video to just share with you guys one final PoE that I would actually recommend for League start. As you guys know, I did this 2 Stone Eater Exarch run while accidentally on a 3-link Boneshatter, and it did feel kind of squishy and not really that great. I mean, if I was able to do a 2 stone in 8 hours, maybe it is good, and I'm just going really fast, but like relatively fast. But anyway, what I'm saying is, I think I made an improvement to the PoE, and I just want to share some findings with you guys. So yeah, you can check out this run here on my YouTube if you want to, but yeah, so there's a couple changes that I incorporated into this PoE that I think make it really good. And the first is using Arctic armor, and the second is not going precise technique. And this is something that I've been thinking about for a while because it did seem kind of awkward to go all the way to precise technique, right? You have to spend a lot of points to get there. And then you also have to invest a lot of points into accuracy to make it work. And while it is always going to be more damage to go PT, because 40% more damage is pretty crazy, it is so annoying to build accuracy, like on your gear and then arrogance precision. It's so annoying to build accuracy that I think I got a better PoE by taking precise technique off. In addition, using precise technique was, it's also, I realized, not really that optimal, because there's just like a lot of things that I learned actually brick PT builds. For example, maps that roll minus accuracy, minus aura effect, monster evasion, Exarch altars that give monster evasion, blind, massive shrine. Like imagine massive shrine bricking your build, right? And also just taking HP in general. Like in my run, I was basically never able to go above like 3 point something HP, because if I went above this, my accuracy would be screwed. And then you also have a reliance on using suboptimal gear that has accuracy rolls early on. So I think going PT was actually a mistake. And I do believe the PoE is better with RT, Resolute technique. And the main idea is that with Resolute technique, you can save all these skill points, you can use better gear, you're not countered by any of those annoying map mods and stuff that I mentioned before. Like every time you hit an enemy, you will hit it, especially if you take monsters cannot block your attacks once you get +1 attack on your weapon. And so basically every time you hit any monster, regardless of evasion or accuracy or block, you will do a hit. So I think this combo is just like really good actually. And then also going RT means that your life pool is higher because you no longer need arrogance precision. Makes your gearing a lot easier, no need for accuracy rolls. So I think this is just the way to go. I did end up taking like a roughly 1 million damage, 1 million DPS hit by doing this respec, but I do think it's good. And I think I'm going to run with this setup on League Start, even though I haven't actually tested it out, but I do think it'll be better. And then the second thing that I thought about doing was using Arctic armor. This is something that I totally forgot about, but the main idea is that Arctic armor is basically an aura skill that when toggled grants you 21% less physical damage taken while stationary. And when you're attacking with Boneshatter, you're always stationary, right? So like if you see here with Arctic armor, my self damage taken is 383. But if I take it off, my self damage goes up to 485, which is pretty substantial. And it's a pretty cheap aura as well. It's basically 25%, which means that if you decide to run Arctic armor, you're essentially swapping out your pride for Flesh and Stone and Arctic armor. Flesh and Stone basically functioning as like half of a pride here. And you get like a lot of physical damage mitigation, your phys hit goes up a lot, and you also get some random shit as well, like immunity to freeze, which is pretty cool, and then also less fire damage taken as well while you're stationary, not the biggest deal, but it does help with like Exarch. It does help with like Black Star. And someone in my Discord also pointed out that if you give your mercenary the belt that makes enemies physical converted to fire, this can make you like even more tanky. So I think Arctic Armor is just like a really good thing for this build, actually. I don't know why I didn't think about it earlier, but sacrificing like 1 million damage, like trading Pride for Flesh and Stone, but then getting the Arctic Armor buff, I think is worth it. Unfortunately, the chill aspect of it seems to be kind of worthless. I did some testing in like a low level map, and the chilled ground that you drop while moving with Arctic Armor up is only a 10% chill. And the chill enemy on Retaliate is like, it lasts for half a second, so it's like barely noticeable. I wish it was a little bit better, but I don't know. Maybe it could help you take some less damage every now and then. So yeah, I think this is just like a good thing to include. And then I guess one final thing that I decided to include was just running a level 20 vulnerability. I also don't know why I didn't think about this before, but the main idea is you still run like a low level vulnerability in the CWDT to just help out with damage, but you can only level it up to 5 because otherwise the level requirement will be too high for CWDT. But then I just realized that you could just run a maximum level vulnerability elsewhere, and that would give you a lot more damage than the low level one. And yeah, there's just basically no reason not to do this. Ever since the removal of melee totems, Boneshatter is basically like a one button build now. Like all you have is like movement skills and then Boneshatter. I guess Berserk and Warbanner as well, but you're not pressing those that frequently. So I think like self-casting of vulnerability is actually an upgrade in this build. And also, if you don't know, in Path of Exile, if the enemy has a high level curse and then you use a low level curse, the highest level curse of that type is going to be like the one that's considered for damage calculations and such. So yeah, I think this is just like a good thing to do. And then in addition, another random side effect of not going PT was that, you know, you save some skill points. So you can just go ahead and invest into more like attack speed stuff. Like you can take less for Carnage, and then, you know, you want to just, and then you can also get like another Axe Mastery here, which is pretty good. And then you get Slaughter, which is more attack speed. And then you can also go up here and take Battle Trance, which means that you can also anoint something else. So I do believe the best DPS anointment for this build is Berserking, which is just like attack speed and max rage. And this node is pretty good for Berserker actually, because the 5 max rage is like, when comboed with Rite of Ruin, it's like 7.5% more damage and like 7.5% increased attack speed, and I guess 1% movement speed as well. Oh, and I guess also armor as well is also like 7.5% increased armor. So I think Berserking is probably the optimal anointment. So yeah, RT is good because then you naturally take Battle Trance, then you just anoint Berserking. So yeah, this is something that I just came up with, just like really clutch before League Start. With this build, I think I actually will recommend this build. The Precise Technique version, I don't think I recommend because it's just so squishy and a lot of things are just very annoying for it. But this build I think is actually pretty good. Like the life pool is like 4.8k, and you can easily make it go up because all my gear is tier 3 life. And then the Fizz hit is like 18k without Molten Shell. Is like 100% uptime on this 18k max hit as long as you keep the endurance charges up. And the Ellie hit is really good as well because you have a bunch of max res. And Arctic Armor is really good for trauma sustain. And you still have a pretty reasonable amount of recovery. With this build, you have like 2.5k total recovery per second, split between like leech over time and instant leech. And yeah, I think this variant is just like an upgrade. And then every time you hit a monster, you'll do damage to it. You'll never get screwed by like evasion or enfeeble or anything annoying like that. So I think this build is actually going to be very solid, and like the playstyle will be pretty good. So yeah, I think if you want to play Boneshatter next league, you might want to consider trying this out. Because for me personally, this looks a lot better on paper, and I think I want to try this build out like as it is here. Oh, and then another thing I forgot to mention actually is that another cool thing about taking Arctic armor is that it gives you immunity to freeze, right? So then you don't have to run Brine King Pantheon, because then you can get your immunity to chill on your boots like this. And then you get immunity to shock using Garricon Pantheon and just like 1 ring suffix with reduced effective shock. Could also get this on a jewel or like on your helmet as an implicit, but I find the ring craft to be the easiest. And then you can choose like another major Pantheon. So you can take Soul of Solaris, which is like when you're fighting one enemy, you get additional 6% PDR, which is pretty huge for Boneshatter. So I think that will be a good thing. So yeah, it's really cool like how many different things that a simple gem like Arctic armor can like do for you, or like how many different things that this enables. So yeah. Anyway, I'm going to share this POB in the description of this video, and I'll also include it in the other videos as well. I think this is like a variant of Boneshatter that I feel pretty good about, and I will recommend this if you want to play Boneshatter. I think it'll be pretty good. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys tomorrow on twitch.tv/smokey_777, because I will be streaming the League Start for as much as I can, playing the best build, Boneshatter, Berserker. So